All right, welcome to the C1x Report Day 2. It is Worlds Day 2, and there's been a little bit of action on the leaderboard. For anyone who didn't see the first video, C1x is a disc golf stat keeping app that I am actively building. And in these videos, I pick a pro round from the ongoing pro tournament. Worlds is the first tournament I'm starting with. We enter the round into C1x. We review the stats that the app spits out. And then I do a little bit of analyzing after the fact. So we're going to start with just quickly reviewing what I did in the first video, which was Vino's round 1. Vino was the first solo leader at Worlds. Pretty high round rating. C1x grade is out of 10. New today, we're actually going to be assigning them division ratings along with the number, so we'll get into that. And I gave him a rating of hold. This was Vino's round in C1x from round 1, and he absolutely shredded birdied the first 8 holes, which is what made him the solo leader, but had a quintuple on 16 that I think, along with some weather, probably diminished his spirits a little bit. I know they would have for me, so that's why I gave him the rating of hold. And I haven't actually looked at his scores to see how he did today, so I'm going to go scroll until I find him. Hopefully not too much farther. Here we go. +2. Yeah, so slower round today. I'm sure that 9 on 16 was not helping his motivation, so hold rating might have been a good call there. But for round 2, we are going to go with the hot round of the day, which is going to be real easy to find because it's at the top. Ezra with just an absolute scorcher. 1094 round rating for this is criminal, I think. Shooting a 14 down on that course, that should be... It's crazy to me that that's not well into the 1100s. But anyways, so decent call on the Vino round 1. But to start with, we're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. Won't have to do this for the last 3 rounds because they'll both already be in there. But we got to add the monster to the app. So we're going to go through the add a course process in C1x. We're going to set the pars first. Hole 1 is a par 4, 4 and 5 are par 4s, 7 is a par 4. We're doing this just so hopefully people can see how easy it is to get courses set up, especially if you don't want to add distances. I am once again going to add distances here, but you are not required to. All right, par 5, par 5, par 4, par 4, 16 is a par 5, 17 is a par 4. All right, and then we're going to add some distances. 778, 407, 387. I know this is super exciting. The way this works obviously in C1x is that you add a course once, it's in there forever. You never have to change it. You're not required to set distances. So, and all the pars default to a par 3. So if you're coming in to C1x and you're just trying to add a par 54 18-hole course, every hole's a par 50, yeah, every hole's a par 3, and you don't care about adding distances, which will not affect your usage of the app at all you have to do is type in the course name and you're done, and the course is ready to go. So that's it. Very easy. Hole 10, 289, 499, 814, 942, 577, 725. We're almost there. I don't necessarily need to say all the numbers out loud, I guess. All right, 351. Still some changes are going to come to this course difficulty measure down here, so I'm going to ignore that for right now. But we've got our distances in. We hit confirm, and now we've got the monster. So the monster is in the app, ready to go for 4, 4. Then we've got 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 4. That is the craziest stretch of par 5s and 4s. 3 par 5s, 3 par 4s, and 6 holes. Pretty cool. All right, so now that the course is added, we are ready to start the round. So we're going to enter Ezra's round into the app, starting on hole 1. We're just going to go based off of what we have here. Let's, there we go, scroll it down, slide this over. All right, so hole 7 in the fairway off the tee. Did not miss a circle 1 putt, but tapped in for par no scrambles, so we're going to go fairway inside of 11 feet and in the basket for the par. Hole 2 was a big circle 2 putt from 42 feet in the basket. Hole 3 was 13 feet for birdie. Made the putt. Hole 4 was a par 4, fairway off the tee. And then second shot landed in circle 1 at 29 feet, and he made the putt. That was to get down to 3 down. This is going to be also pretty easy. There's no, I guess that's what happens when you pick the hot round. We're going to do a different justification for picking each round in the tournament. But hot round for round 2. We're on hole 5. Hole 5 was in the fairway. And then kind of the same thing as hole 1, just looks like another shot into the fairway and then a tap in for, oh, no, I take that back. He did miss the circle 1 putt on par 5, on hole 5. Okay. Not quite sure what the distance was, definitely outside of the parked range. Throwing 3 and then tap in for par. Hole 6, threw it to 16 feet and in the basket for the birdie. Hole 7 was fairway and then threw it to 19 feet and then in the basket for birdie. Hole 8, good edge of circle putt, also for birdie. Driving, it looks like this was just in the rough. Oh, throw-in? He threw in from 68 feet? That's ridiculous. No penalty, though. Whoa. Okay, so in the rough off the tee. Kind of looks like he just threw it into the fairway somewhere. Maybe into the rough again. We'll just say the fairway and then a throw-in, which is crazy. Sick. Hole 10 was another, so he could have had a crazy round. He missed 2 circle 1 birdie putts. That's ridiculous. All right. Circle 1 and then inside of 11 feet, parked for par, and then made a circle 2 putt on hole 11 from 42 feet in the basket. Hole 12 was, looks like driving in the fairway, threw his third into circle 1 to 26 feet and then in the basket for birdie. Hole 13 looks like it was basically the exact same thing. Fairways to 22 feet and in the basket for birdie. Hole 14, keeping the trend going here. Driving the fairway, threw it to 26 feet, made the putt for birdie. Hole 15 was in the fairway and then parked the upshot to 9 feet. So 0 to 11 feet in the basket for birdie. 15 was, no, we just did 15. 16. Yeah. 16 was in the rough. 16 is if I remember correctly, 16 is, I think, the softest par 5 on the course. Maybe one of the softer holes on the course. So threw it into the rough, it looks like. No penalty strokes, but into the rough off the tee. But it looks like back into the fairway, into circle 1 at 22 feet, and made the putt for birdie. Hole 17 was fairway, threw the upshot to 26 feet, and made the putt. And then 18 was a circle 2 putt from 36 to finish. That's ridiculous, especially on that green, because that one's a little scary. So C2 putt at 36 feet and in the basket. So that is the 14 down. We'll hit finish round. And this was Ezra's round at the Monster. So let's hide this now. We'll do a little bit of review here. Shooting a 14 down on that course, only 83% C1x putting is crazy. To have a higher C2 in regulation stat than C1x putting stat on a course like that is so dominated by throwing just because of how hard it is ridiculous. 100% circle 2 putting. He had 3 circle 2 putts. He made every single one of them. Was that right? I'll go back here, double check to make sure I entered it right. Yeah. 3 for 3 from circle 2. That'll get it done. Plus a throw-in. plus a throw-in. Crazy. Not a single putt. If you saw the first video, you can tell that I've already updated this view since yesterday. C1x development is definitely ongoing and active. Yeah, higher Circle 2 putting percentage than C1x and Circle 1. Absolutely insane. Driving stats, pretty ridiculous for that course, being inside of Circle 1 for birdie 72% of the time. And then on top of that, making every single Circle 2 putt. Not a single bogey. Had to scramble a couple times. C2 bonus at 1, which should be right. I think 2 missed Circle 1 putts, 2 missed C1x putts, and then 3 made Circle 2 putts. So once again, this stat is our Circle 2 putts made minus Circle 1 putts missed. 18 holes bogey-free, 8 birdies in a row. Yeah, he got the last 8 in a row. That's a ridiculous round. Absolutely ridiculous. If you happen to watch the Worlds videos over the next 2 days, I'm intending to improve this view as well. I've been updating this entire view throughout the week, and I've done the entire bottom half of this. I just haven't done this top part yet. But still shows the accurate information at least. So 14 under at the Monster. That's pretty ridiculous. So now, in these videos, I also create a little Instagram graphic to show the usage of C1x to log the round. And then we're going to make a thumbnail for this video as well. And we're going to do both of those live. So first one is we're going to do this recap. So we've still got Vino's round from round 1. So this is going to be Ezra for round 2. He shot a 53, just pulling this from my info here, which is a 14 under. Absolutely insane. That rating, what did I say? 1094? Is that what it was? 1094. Should be higher. Right? Gotta be higher. That's absolutely crazy. We're going to take a screenshot of this. What stats do we want to show? First and foremost is going to be Circle 2 putting. 100%. 3 for 3. And not 100% with 1, but 3 for 3. That's ridiculous. C1 in regulation is, that stat's kind of blowing my mind. It's 72%. That's so ridiculously high. What other stats do we want to show? We could show the scrambling. The birdie streak probably is a good one. Birdie streak. 8 holes. Can I fit holes in? I can. All right. As part of the ongoing development, I'm going to be adding some more stats to what C1x can put together as well. But this is our starting point. So that stat line is absolutely ridiculous. Let's go grab this screenshot here and throw it. I just go to uploads actually. To the desktop, grab our latest screenshot. You can see me working on some updated graphics here. All right. That's Ezra's round 2. That round is still just absolutely ridiculous. All right, we gave Vino a rating of hold yesterday. Ezra is absolutely getting a rating of bye today. Not just because of the score he shot. He's definitely got a substantial lead in the tournament at this point. But the fact that his mistakes, at least in my eyes, seem to be putting. Like, he's throwing the disc that well. His only mistake is the easiest thing for someone to fix in disc golf, especially at that level. And it's especially easy to fix your putting when you're already playing great. Like, that's such a good feeling. It's harder to change your putting when you just shot, a 6 over and you're not throwing the disc well. Why would you care about figuring out how to putt well either? You don't have the same kind of motivation, but when you're throwing the disc that ridiculously well, I mean, I said he missed He missed 2, right? So it could have been a 16 under. And he still putted fine. It wasn't like he was, 50% from C1X. It's like 83% is still not bad. That's ridiculous. What's the course order here? Round 3, so they go Monster, the Beast, and the Beast to finish. Okay. So the way I'm doing these ratings is it's just based on how I think they're going to do the following day. I think there's always a little bit of a mental struggle that players go through when they shoot that well, especially at a course like the Monster, is I think you just start the next round and, if he bogeys hole 1, he's like, oh, I'm already 1 stroke worse than I was yesterday. Like, that's just, you set such an impossible standard in that round, and not that he couldn't do it again, but it's unlikely that Ezra's going to shoot, multiple 1095 rated rounds in a row. It should be higher, but multiple rounds like that, it's, he's rated 60 points lower than that for a reason. If it was Gannon it'd be unrealistic for him to expect to shoot 14 unders. But when you do it once in a tournament, that's just where you expect to continue. That's where you want to continue, and it's hard to fight through it when you don't. So we'll see. Still got to give him a rating of bye. I still think he's going to do great. I bet he gets off to a much slower start tomorrow and then kind of settles in, maybe on the back nine. We'll see. Obviously, I'm just kind of guessing. We're going to update this, round 2. We're giving him the bye rating, and now we've got to get the C1X grade. So this is my little line of code here. Hit the button, same thing we did yesterday. And now down here, in addition to that score out of 10, like the 8.14 that we gave Vino yesterday, it's also going to give a division rating. It's currently just in the mixed divisions. The female protected divisions will be added as well into the app. But yeah, so it's going to give a grade from MA4 to MPO. Just like letter grades, it's going to give minus and pluses as well. I expect Ezra's to be pretty high. So we're going to hit this button. Yeah, so 9.17 MPO plus. Shocking. The way this grade works is 9.17. Half of the score comes from putting, half of it comes from driving, impacted a little bit by penalty strokes, shorter missed putts, and the difficulty of the course. But so the reason that Ezra's absolute scorcher of a round didn't get just a 10 out of 10 is because the C1X grade doesn't look at score at all. It's based off the statistics as to how well you threw. And you can see down here, his driving grade was a 5 out of 5, as it should be. You shoot a 14 down in a course like that, you can't throw the disc much better. His putting grade was a little bit lower, and that's just because of those 2 missed C1X putts. Certainly still more than enough to get him the highest grade you can get in C1X, which is the MPO plus. So he could have putted substantially worse and still been in that range. But that's kind of how the grade works. Definitely going to be adjusted in the future. But yeah, so that's going to do it for, I guess my webcam's probably covering this up here. That's going to do it for the round 2 recap for Worlds. Ezra shot a absolute scorcher. Pretty easy to put in the stat line. And we'll be back for round 3 tomorrow. I might wait on the final round to do this video until after I've had a chance to actually watch the coverage, so I don't have it spoiled for myself. We'll see. TBD on that one. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for the C1X report on day 2 of the World Championships. And we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.